The electoral system in the UK is extremely cruel to third parties,
Mm.
insurgent parties, and so on. It's not like list systems like the Netherlands has, for instance, where there can constantly be parties that come up and take over and either rule well or otherwise and get chucked out or kept in power. It's just not like that in the UK. There's always been this expectation that the two-party system can't be broken, and I suppose people think back to the 1970s and 80s and the SDP and so on. But actually, of course, sometimes a party does die. And that was, of course, the case with the old Liberal Party more than a century ago. And the Labour Party, the Conservative Party, there's no law of nature that means they have to survive. The interesting thing for reform really will be whether or not they can demonstrate that it's not a one man party, that it's not just Nigel
Mm.
Farage, and without him, there really isn't a party. Nigel Farage is an extremely brilliant campaigner, exceptionally brilliant campaigner, and an incredibly talented politician. But in order to get anywhere near actually looking like he's a figure that can head a government, he'd have to surround himself with many people of an equal or similar
Mm.
caliber. And he's just never been able to do that. And I'm afraid that the infighting that reform has already seen is a sort of a bad sign in that regard. Inevitably, a successful party has to be a kind of coalition, but also just has to have a lot of talent in it. Can Nigel Farage spend the next couple of years building that up? Perhaps. If he does, he's a serious threat to the Labour and Conservative two-party system. If he doesn't, I'm afraid it'll just be another of those strange electoral polling burps that happens usually midway
Mm.
through a very unsuccessful government like this one in the UK.